What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another NBA EV betting stream with my boy Ryan from Profit Duel. Profit Duel, a bonus farming sports betting tool, arbitrage, odd screen, helps you make the most of all your bonuses. We're going to show you guys how to make some of your bonuses today, as well as just talk about some EV bets, go through the NBA slate, and find some winners for today. Ryan, what's going on, bro? How are you?
Good. How are you? It's freezing over here. I know you're over in New York, so we got that snowstorm over the weekend, and it just hasn't warmed up, unfortunately. It's brutal. I've just been inside betting, watching sports, watching TV, and working. So I haven't really left the house much.
I haven't left the house in 2 days either, besides to do some shoveling, get everything right, and get ready for this week, bro, because it's not just it snowed this weekend, like it snowed, it's over. It's about to get even worse.
Yeah, I know. It's supposed to freaking snow again. I thank God I live in an apartment, so have not had to do any shoveling. They do everything for me. That's the beauty of renting.
Absolutely. Beauty of renting. But Ryan, let's do a quick look through the filters right now. Let's see what we find NBA wise. If this is your first time on the NBA stream, it's because it's only our second NBA stream. And we go through the EV filters. We find the best NBA props to play at current market, as well as help you utilize the bonuses that Sportsbooks give you out, Profit Boost, King of the Court, any other promotions that are available to help you use it to find the most value with these promotions. First things first, a lot of bet 365 right now. Obviously, if you have a 365, these are some good looking spots. Was there any injury news, Ryan, that you saw that is worth monitoring on the board today?
No, let me take a peek. Let me bring it up on my phone here. I got a peek at it. I think the Sixers are off of back to back today. Embiid and a lot of their guys. Embiid didn't play yesterday. I don't think Paul George played yesterday, so they should get all those guys back. One of those days are when Embiid or whatever doesn't play on. You take a lot of Drummond and
Yeah.
Bona props. I actually took Bona. He's like the backup center yesterday, and I think he finished with like two boards, and I was like, you gotta be shitting
Yeah,
me.
back better two boards.
Thing Drummond usually cleans it up when he's in there when he plays. He's like a double machine when he gets his time.
Yeah, he's
It
a
looks like
dog.
across the board. I mean, Washington, Chris Middleton's questionable. Zach LaVine questionable for Sacramento. Malik Young questionable. The Knicks no injury designations. Philly hasn't submitted yet. Standard guys out for Milwaukee. Standard guys out for the Pelicans. A decent bit. I don't know. OKC has no Mitchell, Caruso, Hartenstein, J Dub. Let's see. Jamal Murray's supposed to play today. Aaron Gordon's out. Let's see what else. A couple more. Laurie Markkinen questionable finally today. I think he was ramping up. He's been out. He's on my fantasy team. He's been out for like the last like 2 weeks. I think he had an illness or a small injury, and then he's been literally just ramping up his damn conditioning. It's driving me insane. I need to get him back. He needs to get back on the damn court. So looks like he might play today, but Keontae George is out. I don't know what happened with him, but Keontae George has been. I've seen some talk of him being like back up in the most improved player rankings. He's literally been going off every single game, seemingly like 30 something points, 10 assists. He's he's been quite the player for Utah this year.
So he's going to
But
be a
yeah,
popular king of the court if people are trying to get go down the board a little bit deeper rather than just stick with the chalk up top.
yeah, no, I'm curious how that's going to go. Who we got today
Just
too,
price
because I
that.
know we don't have Luka, we don't have the Lakers today, which Luka's been like the winner the last couple times. Jokic isn't playing, but I think SGA will be at the top of the board today with the Thunder. So we'll have to see. We'll have to take a peek in there and see what direction we want to go.
Absolutely. Looking through the filters, obviously we know that there's a ton of time for injury news to come in, and NBA is like really the most movement is happening. I'd say probably like from the 3 hour mark before the game to right up until literally that ball is tipped off with injury news coming in, sharp action markets being shaped. But looking at this one right here that I saw, Chet Holmgren double double plus 125 at FanDuel, 107 at Penny, of course, low limits. 114 at Kalshi, 1.4K liquidity, which is solid for this kind of market. So still good value from Kalshi there. Any thoughts on this one on a Chet double double against the Pelicans at home?
Yeah, I mean they have a ton of players out. Like I said, the Pelicans are just not that good. They have a bunch of untouchable players with like 8 wins on the year. They just dominated the Spurs, but I think
Yeah, is it
that
blowout? Is it
that looks
blowout
pretty good.
nonsense where he's not going to play enough, and that's why he's sitting here?
I don't know. Maybe that's the case, but they have so many. They got so many players that are not playing tonight. Let's see the spread on the game. 14 and a half. So that is, there is definitely blowout potential here.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of potential here.
But I mean, they got like six guys out. Someone's gonna have to clean up on the boards over there.
I'm betting this honestly. Like, I think it's just a good bet. Like, if
Yeah.
injury news comes back and people play, like
No,
potentially, but like,
they're out. They're not even
oh,
questionable.
they're
Like
out.
they're out. They're out.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We got
I'm
a lot
betting.
of guys out in that game regardless. It's not even like it's changing in the next 5 hours. They're not playing.
Copy. I took it. I think it's EV. I mean, I'm seeing 3.9%. Looking at where Kalshi at, Novig's at, and Pinnacle's out. Pinnacle's out. Excuse me. Like, yes, FanDuel is a sharper NBA book, and at times, like, I feel like I shy away a bit from some things at FanDuel at certain times, like depending on where we are in terms of like literal time in the market. But at this point right now, as early as we are in the day, I could see this one definitely getting closing line value, which is the goal. Of course, I'm rocking it. I just bet it.
Yeah, I went ahead and joined you on that one. I'm just looking down at my phone right now,
Yeah, me
seeing
too.
their last couple games. I mean, yeah, they have so many guys out too, and like J-Dub usually plays the four for them, and he's not playing, or I don't think he's playing. Oh no, other Jalen Williams not playing. Sorry, uh, no, other Jalen Williams played last week too. So last game too. So let's see for Chet finished with a double double in their last game on Saturday, 11 and 10. So
Yeah, look at some
like I said,
outliers.
someone's got to clean up on the boards. It's really just him and Dort at the current moment.
Him and Dort at the current moment. Exactly. Somebody does have to clean up on the boards. And so this is just points rebounds. Doesn't mean he hit his line. This is double doubles right here. You know, it's not like he's not hitting his double dubs 29 minutes in his last game. So he didn't play. I mean, a little bit of a day off there in a sense. Not like a day off, but 29 minutes and then close one that they ended up losing to Toronto. Regardless, though, this is just a good bet. Even like Outliers EV right here too is showing it. They're much more. They're higher on the EV. They're just devigging from Pinnacle here, whereas PTO are devigging from Penny and Novig. And I'm also like mentally devigging from Kalshi a bit here as well. Enough said. Like it's bet. I'm locked in. So let's keep ripping here.
Yeah, I'm into. One. I don't know if it popped up for you. I know you got Hard Rock on there. One I
Yeah.
just ended up just was looking down taking too. So I laddered. Like I think I talked on the stream 2 weeks ago, like how I do some
Yeah.
ladder props on Hard Rock because I only get
Yeah,
10 down.
it's
But I
funny that
just
you
laddered
mentioned it,
Cade.
not to cut you off, but you told me that on stream last week, and then on Sunday on stream for NFL. I've definitely seen them through the season, but like I wasn't like looking for them, but I saw a whole ladder for Cooper Cup
Yeah,
receptions on there. I was like, that's the Ryan special right there.
yeah. It's the only way because you get if I get $10 down on like a main prop at like -105, you're only getting like a couple cents of EV. So I kind of got to run it up to hope it closes and I get like 20% ROI on it, and then it makes it a little bit more worthwhile to get the $50 or whatever down. But just in that same token, I was just about to say I just laddered Cade Cunningham's rebounds from 5 to 11. I don't know if you see it
We'll
across
see
the
it.
board there, but
We'll see it. Rebounds.
that one looks like a pretty good ladder spot to me.
So, you said at Hard Rock, correct? You were
Yeah,
looking.
so plus this B, I don't know what that book that is. B is plus 170, but Hard Rock's in at plus 160, and the rest of the market's at plus 120.
Yeah, this is Betano Canada. So Canadian viewers, if you're looking to get a rebound ladder in, you have a great look here at Betano in Canada. And like anyone in New Jersey, Illinois, Ohio, wherever else, Florida, that Hard Rock is in, plus 160 on the 5.5, plus 300 on the 6.5, but a 320 there at 365,
365.
but a
I don't have 365,
550
so
at 7.5, and then a 10-1 at 8.5. So this is a juicy ladder, and this is obviously not the correct line at minus 2200 there, but yeah, this is a great ladder with like a one stop at 365, but the rest of the stops on Hard Rock.
yeah, so I went ahead. That's what I went ahead and laddered on 36 or sorry on Hard Rock today. So that's the one that I'm looking at.
Love that. Cade Cunningham, a ladder. That's a very nice look here. Obviously, shop your odds, and Hard Rock is the best spot for that. 4.5, actually 365 for 4.5. Back to Hard Rock
Yeah,
for 5.5. Back to 55 or 6.5. You can ladder up
yep,
there if you have the ability to bet at both those accounts. Might as well make yourself the money for the extra 2 seconds for it takes to click into different sports books. Of course,
yep.
barring the ladder getting in there. We'll keep looking for some King of the Court stuff. We'll also look for some other just like general props. Just see if anything pops up again. Sometimes slow at this time of the day here with things unsettling. Um, that being said, as I always say, if you have 365 and Hard Rock, definitely take a look at some of the ones and Rivers as well, or any combi book that pop up here. Like this Nick Claxton plus 540 double double. Obviously unlikely, but that's 10.4% EV to Penny and to Novig at 4-1. This is decent. I mean, not that I can get a ton down in any combi, but I'm gonna look at some stats here for Nick Claxton.
Yeah, take a peek. The Nets are an interesting team.
Under double doubles minus 590. The yes 540 here at combi. None of his last 10, 9 this season. What's the injury report looking like here?
I had it pulled up. Does it show it on there?
It does at where is it? Lineup here. Expected lineup injuries: Noah Clowney out, Haywood Highsmith out, Cam Thomas, Tyrese Martin, so that's questionable. On
Yeah, they're all gonna play.
Phoenix side, Devin Booker out. This is old though, 24th, so old news there potentially. Jalen Green though also questionable.
Yeah, I think Devin Booker's out for a little while now. He sprained that ankle.
Yeah.
I think they said they're reevaluating him in like 2 weeks, so that's probably why it shows it's old news because he's not coming back anytime soon.
Worth a sprinkle on combi here though, 540, all things considered, or probably just, looks better than it actually is.
I think it's probably worth a sprinkle there. I'm just pulling it up. I think my Bally Bet account I actually can still get down some money over there. So I always take a peek at what they got.
Yeah, you of course definitely move. I haven't bet at Rivers in so long because last time I did, I was just like beyond limited, unfortunately.
Yeah, I can't do Rivers or Bet365 for me is like a maximum of 30 cents
Like I'm
on pretty
trying,
much
yeah.
any line. So
I'm gonna see what this is now because I know I have $10 in this because I know recently I checked, but like not clearly that recently because I don't remember exactly. But see what we can get in. I think it was like honestly probably the beginning of football season, which it's somehow, some way has completely flown by. But I'm actually pulling this up now to see like what my max would be here. Player, like I don't even know what they even stashed this under market wise. They have a double double. Yep, there it is. Nick Claxton. Yeah, maximum wager allows 33 cents. So like I can't I can't do anything there, unfortunately. NBA props, limit hell, yes, Fost, yes. We know.
yeah,
Honestly, like I didn't even bet a ton of actually it's not true. I did bet a good amount of NBA props last year. So yeah, it's a fact. It's unfortunate. But all right.
we deal with it.
We deal
Get
with
down where
it.
we can. That's why I ladder on Hard Rocket. That's the only place I go for that is just to get those long cashes, hopefully.
Yes. Right here, Tobias Harris over 4.5. Where did it go? Rebounds at BetMGM plus 120 to market. This is kind of a little bit of a no-brainer to market as it stands, barring injury news or anything else right here.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's see. That's it. This is a BetMGM on player props is another place. Another
Looks like
place
it
that
just
doesn't
got
love
hit.
me.
It just moved to minus 115, so we just missed it.
Hopefully
Just
someone
missed
got it
that.
in out there.
Yeah, hopefully somebody got that out there quickly. Yeah, damn. That was it's all in the game. You know, it's not the first time or be the last time that we miss a prop here, but
Yeah. All right, let's see what else we got.
I was ready to get down. King of the Court. So I'm gonna look through the promotions that I have. So we'll definitely be betting some of those. Using switch over to Profit Duel to get those in. So I have King of the Court. I had a 20% any sport profit boost. That's cool. And I actually do have a 30% NBA profit boost as well.
Do you have is yours 30% on a parlay or is it on just a straight up?
It's on a parlay. I need to hammer thousands, 385 bets in MGM,
Yep.
bro. That's the systems that we're building here. I mean,
Yeah.
thing is that I'm glad because like there's obviously the guys like us who understand what's going on, but I'm hoping that every time there's like a new viewer who isn't like really in tune with like limits and understanding things and is here to like learn and start from the get-go, that they pick up these things early so they don't burn these accounts immediately. They can like find ways to like prime their MGMs and like get down these props and like elongate their time being on some of these softer books without getting limited, and try to like learn from my past mistakes where I just went in, bet some shit, chase some steam, and did not maximize the EV of the entirety of the accounts, which is actually a good segue because I just dropped a podcast with the founder of Ungambled, which is a tool that helps you prime your accounts from the get-go, so that if you're actually like a bigger, better, you can keep the account that you have for the longest. And instead of thinking about EV in terms of like per bet, think of it in terms of per sports book, because the sports book has like a lifetime value. So that like of dollars that you can potentially extract from it, right? So very interesting stuff, honestly. And just hopefully somebody can learn a thing or two and like maintain their accounts and make themselves more money in some of these soft books before they get kicked out.
Yeah, no, I would definitely check that out because I don't have too much experience personally in priming accounts. I've burned definitely my fair share of soft accounts, but to me that was part of the learning process here, right? Like I kind of had to start somewhere, so that for me that was part of that process. Is I'm gonna burn a couple, but I kind of learned what to look for and what I can and can't get down on, and how the game actually sort of works. So in my mind, I just kind of write it off as a learning experience. But if you've got the bankroll and you can take advantage of one of these soft books early and just extract as much EV as possible, and you don't want to have to worry about elongating accounts, then go for it. And there's a couple different routes you can go right there. So I would say you either look for ways to prime it, and you can potentially jump on a tool like Ungambled, or you extract as much value as quickly as you possibly can and get in a bunch of these EV bets.
Yep, definitely. No one way to skin a cat here.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
It's all preference.
King of the Court here. 1 million in bonus bets. So again, for everybody who isn't familiar with this promo, I'm sure a lot of you are, is a promo where you could bet on any single player in a stat department that is predetermined. And is that a parlay? Am I reading this from all pre-match NBA player props on Tuesday? Follow opt-in. Customers who place a bet with their token on the day's points and rebounds and assists leader will receive an equal share of $1 million bonus bet. So we just got to bet on a player in a stat, and if they end up being the king of the court, we get some bonus bets. So let's maximize for that right now on Profit Duel.
Pull it on open. Let's see. Head over to Dutch Master. You can do the helpful shortcut. Dutch Master over there.
Oh, Dutch Master. Can't click. Sorry. Dutch Master.
No, you are good. And then you would just your filters will all be on the right side every time. So you would just go to DraftKings is your primary sports book here. You'd probably change the sport. We want NBA. And then we want
the markets we want.
You could do points, rebounds, threes. We don't have assists. We don't have like the points, rebounds, and assists market like the combo props. We just have the main props, but you don't have to put it. It works perfectly fine there. And then I don't know if you have Betly, but you'd probably want to change out your select all and then just take out ones that you don't have, or add in whatever ones that you do have access to. It's filtered by state depending on what state you're in, but not everyone has access to everything, of course.
Yeah, I'm going to keep stuff that I know hopefully the masters have access to, and I know.
So just go ahead and do it. A lot of our users have some of the niche books too, and there's a lot of opportunities there, and you can take advantage of it. And it sucks that we don't have NoVig or Profit in here, because those are some of the best spots to get the other side of.
Yep. So if you guys, again, I know that most people here have been using NoVig and Profit, you should be on stream. And if it hasn't gotten banned in your state recently, first of all, I'm jealous. Second of all, obviously make sure you have accounts going there. But let's see, King of the Court, where can we just maximize some straight value here? Hard Rock Bet, Dennis Schroeder, threes, over 1.5, under 155. Calculator right here. Guaranteed profit and a chance at some bonus bets. But is Dennis Schroeder really going to be the king of the court?
I don't know. The person I would be looking at right from there is Karl-Anthony Towns. I think that he's easily right underneath him is right underneath that bet is
Cat.
You can use him, and you would still lock in profit. You would lock in profit for this bet and hope that Karl-Anthony Towns goes off here. I think he's like a reasonable guy that's going to be somewhat down the board here.
I'm in
to potentially get king of the court. I mean, I think he's averaging like 20 and probably like 12 or 13.
Yeah, if we want to take a dive into the stats here, you don't have to convince a New Yorker to bet on Cat to be the king of the court with the promotion for the Knicks game to take an over here.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm looking at the leaderboard. The top guys today, I mean, Jokic and Giannis are both not playing. Then you got SGA, Cade, and Maxey. So they're all up the board. And Denny and Harden. I'm sure. I think Embiid won it like a couple weeks ago when he had went off on one of the Tuesdays and got there's like 2.1K in bonus bets. So I think Cat's in that like realm of people where he easily could go for 30 and 15 on a night, and
absolutely, honestly.
but
No,
also he's been struggling at times too.
That's what I was thinking too. Didn't they just lose to Sacramento recently? Yeah, in this game against Sacramento on the 14th. So not
Terrible.
Yeah, recently, but one of his worst games, clearly right there.
Yeah.
So is it the bounce back in the
opportunity.
Garden though? Bounce back in the Garden.
Hey, I mean, I could get behind taking Cat in this one. I always try to go a little bit down the board. I'm hoping for one of those guys to get like $1,000 bonus bet. I don't really care about going for a $20 bonus bet with Luka each week. I want a big payout on these.
Absolutely. And the under at -103 here is the best price. Question for you, because this is like a tying two things together kind of question for you, Ryan. And I think you're the perfect person to ask this kind of question for. So on Profit Duel, right? The point of, or I should say, one of the features of Profit Duel is exactly this, which can help you maximize the bonus, not lose a dollar no matter what, and hopefully set yourself up to win more dollars because of the promotion. Copy. When we get to looking at like the odds screen as like a better, when you change from like, okay, I'm just maximizing profit and value versus like I'm trying to like bet on this individually. Like right now, if you see, -103 at DK, it is the best price, except a -102 at Bookmaker, which is of course like a sharper book that you probably want to devig from. How do you like, to you, is it like different mindsets where it's like I'm just betting for maximum value, I'm using Profit Duel done, or it's like I'm betting like maybe I actually wouldn't take this -103, I take this +105 on the over at 365. If that makes sense.
I mean, so for me, like if I'm just doing the promotion or on the Profit Duel side of things, I don't pay too much attention on like what the bet looks like. I'll just take it.
Yeah.
I'll just take it for the risk-free opportunity, if that makes sense. But then I would definitely look into like placing that bet on. I mean, that bet on 365 looks good. Like I would definitely look into placing, +105, a bet on Cat. To go back from
the king of the court's on the under though, right here. That's why I'm asking, because the over is value, but the king of the court's on the under.
So I mean, that'd be like essentially double value in my mind for you, because you get the king of the court opportunity. You in theory want Cat to go over that number, but you win your bet. I mean, your bet, you're not losing any money here, and you can bet on the under for king of the court, and it doesn't matter if the bet wins or loses or what happens, as long as you made the bet on that player. So I would probably, looking at maximizing value, if I could get down on 365, I would probably take this under on DK, and then I would place a regular EV bet on his over on threes on Bet365, because then that gives you a double the root for here. You want him to go over, and you want to get that king of the court bet. So you got yourself
great situation.
You got yourself two good opportunities here, and two good situations, especially if you got a plus EV bet on the over side where you wanted to go over. If that makes sense, if I explained that correctly.
No, I think you did, and it made a lot of sense. I'm glad I asked. I'm glad you explained. So thank you, because like I actually agree now, where it's like you're just like your value can be maximized. But again, I guess the question is though, like if you're assuming like, okay, you bet both your promos to get the free profit, and then you bet the then if you also bet again on the over, then like you are eliminating that like free profit though.
Correct. I mean, absolutely. It's always
you're making a better bet though, is at the end of the day, which is I guess more important.
It depends on your strategy, right? Like a lot of our customers like aren't big EV bettors, so they're just looking to extract as much profit risk free as possible. So that they probably wouldn't go that route for adding in the better bet. Me personally, I would do that, because you only have to put $5 on the king of the court, so I would just lock in that $5 bet and with no risk on DraftKings, and then I would be making a bet on this +105 on Bet365, because for my sake, I'm looking for EV there, and I'm getting a plus EV bet, and then I'm also getting a risk-free opportunity to get a a bunch of bonus bets, which that's EV in itself, in my opinion.
Yep.
So
No, it absolutely
that's
is.
the way I would look at it. But our customers typically just wouldn't be placing the other EV bet on top of it. But just for your audience and our audience today, I think that would be one of the better ways to play it. It'd be different, I think, if you had to put down, $100 on the
Yeah.
promotion, but you only have to put down $5. So I think that it doesn't have too much of an impact. Ooh, I like that. Mac Hollins over 2.5 receptions.
I
He's gonna
agree.
catch the
Yeah,
balls.
Matt on Super Bowl already. A quick Hard Rock Super Bowl prop. I actually love that as well. If you get a Hard Rock, the EV filter that pops up, this is a quick Super Bowl prop. But no, I'm glad we had that conversation, because that was something that just stuck out to me, and it just also goes to show where, like, when it comes to sports betting, of course, you can be chasing the EV like we do often on this channel, but and we also always talk about ARBs, and we pull up ARBs all the time, and we take advantage of them. But there's a different way to go about it, where we don't necessarily always think about how to use the promotions into being like an arbitrage opportunity. We normally have been focusing on just trying to use them to make our slips EV, which is of course great, but it's all up to your what your strategy is and your style. I'm quickly checking out to see if there's any touchdown props that are EV. Cooper Kupp at Hard Rock as well for you right there. Currently 228 at Kalshi, 275 Novig, and at Poly, which I don't have here. But back to the NBA. Let's rip through some final props and finalize what we're going here. But
Oh yeah.
King of the Court is, what's his name?
I'm on Cat.
Towns. Karl-Anthony Towns.
Yeah, I'm on Cat. We'll see what he does today. He's definitely in that range of players that are like down the board for me that could win King of the Court, and I would not be surprised.
Yes. So
We've got blowout potential, like we mentioned, with the Thunder. So maybe SGA doesn't run it up like he usually does. Denny pretty much always gets a ton of PRAs, but he's also been a little bit banged up recently too. So we'll see if that comes into play. I think he's had a back issue, I want to say, for the last couple of weeks. So I'm wondering if that comes into play for him. But I don't know. I think today's a decent day where we could get someone a little bit further down the board and not your usual suspects.
I'm always for further down the board. Always. Okay, I just took it. So beautiful. Okay. KOTC. Malik Monk's more 265 as expected at this point in the day. Let me get the pause going because I just saw something jump. Towns, yeah, 3.5 right there is just straight EV. Back to what we were talking about there. Jonas Valanciunas, double if you have River / Combi here. 250. So definitely good to market if you can get down there. Unfortunately, not the case for most people. What's this K Williams here? Plus 105 at MGM for assists, but plus 102 at Caesars. When Caesars is normally like kind of on market, 120 bookmaker. When you see something like this, Ryan, is this like to you kind of like a pass, or do you still think there's something worth finding in here?
I would personally, I would probably, if I can get down on like Bet365, I mean, sorry, on Hard Rock or at BetMGM, I'd probably throw my like $15 at it, because I couldn't get I wouldn't be able to get a ton down anyway. So that would probably be, I would probably throw at it, and I'd be comfortable putting that amount on it. But if I was, to put down like my full unit, I think that'd be something that I would personally pass right here on on the Caesar side of things.
Absolutely. Agreed.
For a couple bucks, I would throw down, but I wouldn't be putting, I wouldn't be treating it as it's like a full 5% EV bet where I'd be placing somewhere else.
Yeah, no, I'm entirely in agreement with you there. All right, so really nothing changing on the board since we've kind of started. Ryan, anything else you want to go through, or what do we have bet so far? We have the King of the Court for we just talked about Karl-Anthony Towns. We have the Chet double. We also have the Cade Cunningham a ladder opportunity there. As you see right here, Hard Rock.
More in. Yeah. This is the good one. It's still sitting there. So if you can take it on Hard Rock, well, I would dive in.
Plus 119 Kalshi, 126 bookmaker, 122 FanDuel. This is just a great bet. Market average 118. Enough said right there.
Yeah, let's see. That K Williams is what? Kenrich Williams. I'm just looking across the board here. I'm gonna look at like I said last week too, I look at FanDuel is usually pretty on market for some of these NBA player props, but I do look to see if I can take any up the board, longer shot plays, and I'm looking at right now on a different site. Looking at I'm taking Zubac over 3.5 assists. He's plus 500 on FanDuel. That's a little bit of a longer shot. I don't know what
Yeah, let's take a look. Kazubak. Player prop, you said assists?
assists. Yeah, they're big, so he's not really dishing them out. But
5 to 1 right here.
yeah, so it's a little bit off market. I personally do dive into these off market props, even if they are on FanDuel. I have found that the market will correct to FanDuel sometimes, but in this NBA season so far, for me, the market ends up sort of for the most part, like from what I've seen, it's sort of middling almost in a way. Like when FanDuel's this far off and from like DK or the rest, it'll kind of land probably in the plus 400, plus 420 range. So in my opinion, the 500 is still a little bit off, and that's something that I would play, but it's to each their own. I think I don't think I don't think it's going to close at plus 500 is really what I'm getting at here.
And that's all that really matters. And just out of curiosity, though, I'm going to pull up what Zubac's like hit rate and what that looks like, just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it. I don't know if it's Zubac or Zubac, whatever it might be.
We have a 4 assist
not passing
banger against Brooklyn here. I have a 5 assist banger against the Hawks.
Sometimes.
Dallas. Let's look at the potential assists. 3.9 a game. So you're not that far off. This is a 5 to 1 with you want to talk about last 20 game potential assists or whatever that is worth, or even full season in the median. 4 potential assists, bro. You just need it all to come together today.
Yeah, they just got to make their shots when he passes it to him, and we're good. Easy. It's super easy.
This is confirmation bias at full effect right now because I'm betting it.
Yeah. No, so I like looking around at stuff like that too, because I'm also limited on FanDuel. So I usually can get like somewhere between like 20 and $50 on some of these. So I gotta lock those in when I see them. And like I said, usually for the most part, I get decent. It usually closes in my favor. I do get bit in the ass every once in a while, but I kind of just trust the process there.
Of course, on the game. Gonna make good bets, gonna make bad bets. Good bets are gonna lose, bad bets are gonna win. Just gotta really be able to decipher between like which is which, and absolutely trust the process here. Okay, so Zubac 3.5 assists over 3.5 assists. Yes, okay, 4+. Marketing under him is 7 to 1 there. I'm just looking, nothing on FanDuel. If any boost, that's funny to me.
Yeah, they have like that wild card deal where you get something. I got a live 50% boost, which
I see it.
isn't really that great. So I don't know what everyone else could end up with, but they pretty much standard always have like a 3-leg SGP boost too, and they don't have that today. I usually throw that on some stupid first basket score parlay and hope for the best, but that is not there.
My real question though too is with the wild card, like, why call it a wild card if you're going to give it to the same boost to everybody, right? And I'm curious if they are actually giving the same boost to everybody or not, because I also just clicked it and I got the 50% live boost as well. So
I think it's like probably like 75% onto one, and then a couple people get get something else there. If I had to guess.
Yeah. Quick money line luck, anything that's off market that's sticking out. No, because I haven't looked at any game lines. I don't really have a game line filter. Now, of course, when it comes to money line spread total, I'm still sticking to the meat and potatoes of the Kalshi, Circas, bookmakers, pennies, etc. Moneyline though, not seeing anything pop up. Have you bet any or built a filter at any point, like this season in the past? Even tried and failed to look at, quarter markets or derivative game line markets, or nothing that you've ever really dabbled with?
I've dabbled with I haven't done enough tracking on it, but I do dabble with like some of the quarter markets. There's definitely opportunities on FanDuel and DraftKings, because where I'll look most to where the quarter props are a bit off market. Like there's one I've got right here. I can talk about for the Jazz and the Clippers tonight. The first quarter, they've got a alternate. FanDuel has an alternate over that's off market from the rest of the books. So that's what it's plus 156 for over 59.5. I truthfully haven't done enough tracking on this to tell you it's Clippers Jazz. So you can see like they're off on the 57.5 too. Maybe that might be slightly plus EV if everything else is minus 110, but 59.5, they're plus 156, which is slightly EV to Pinnacle, or the
Yeah.
cup 5% EV to Pinnacle, and DraftKings there. So I don't have results for you is the bottom line. I haven't betted enough, but I it's something that I have noticed and taken into account that it's a market I'm going to start diving into, especially being limited on FanDuel, finding other places that I can get down to get some more EV bets. But this is one that I would take personally.
Um, yeah, like I am actually betting this right now. I just want to say, oh, client side error. Quick refresh.
Oh,
Um, no, I'm convinced as hell because, like you said, it's not just. I mean, not just. It's off up the board here. So you're getting EV on the baseline, and it's not just like okay, that's one error. Like the whole, they're
yeah,
just
the
off
whole way
market on
is
this
off.
bet, and like it's either they're right and everybody else is off market, or they're off market and they're off market.
Yeah,
And I'm willing to bet the latter, realistically,
yeah,
with what it
that's me
comes down
too.
to. Okay,
Especially when you
so
see like everything else. I'm sure everything else is basically just basically copying Pinnacle or one of the other ones in that regard. And FanDuel's like taking a stand here, and that's why I said I don't have any. That's why I said I don't have any results in this regard, like
yeah,
how I've performed in the market over the amount of time. But it's definitely something I'll start tracking. But yeah, I mean, unless they just think that they've got a better handle on it, or they want to attract some of these customers to this market. I'm gonna also agree that they're off market here, and that's why I'm gonna bet it.
I just bet it. I am in. Are you also going to bet the like quote unquote like base price because it is still like off market as well? You betting it up the board, I guess I should say, or you're just sticking the highest point there?
I'm just trying to pull it open right now on this on my thing, and I don't know why I'm losing my mind on where first quarter.
Oh, 56
Because
and a half. I'm seeing minus 113. Um,
I mean, typically with these, what I historically will do is I will bet like I'll just bet like the full amount that I would want to bet on, like from Quarter Kelly basically is where basically what
yeah,
I follow. Or I'll bet like a whole unit on the main line, and then I would probably expose myself to like another half unit on the other side. So that way I'm only like a unit and a half in on this.
yeah.
Now that it just totally because I don't know if we specifically have an edge here, if that makes sense. So if I knew that I'm like FanDuel's been off on these first quarter things and we've been crushing it, and I know that I'm going to get like 10% ROI, it's going to close in my favor. Then I would be able to hammer it all the way up and down, but I can't say that with confidence on the stream right now. So I wouldn't want to overexpose myself. I also am a little bit more conservative, I think, than most. So not than most, but like in these sort of situations, I don't really go for the hammer.
Yeah. No, understood because like you truly don't know because you could be betting something that it just isn't anywhere near as valuable as you think. And last
Mhm.
question that I think we could dive into like the final look through the board and call it. Um, do you at this point, right? So just because like this game also like in terms of time, like this is literally a West Coast, one of the last nights games of the night. Does that ever impact your thoughts? Because obviously, the closer to game time, the more efficient the markets are.
Mhm.
The fact that this is like if this was the same situation and the game was at 7 p.m. versus at 10:30, do you view it differently? That like, okay, maybe FanDuel is actually taking a stand, or like, is it like, oh, maybe FanDuel just hasn't checked this game yet because it's the deepest down the board?
Honestly, I truthfully haven't given that piece too much thought, if that
Not
makes sense.
curious.
What about you in that regard?
I don't have it's similar to this entire theory in the first place. I don't have any data, I don't have any backing. I am just crowdsourcing, curious if there is a sentiment there, if there is a real edge in like, okay, if it's really timing, because obviously it's different with like NFL, an opener NFL that's on Wednesday for a Sunday. Like obviously that's different. This
Mm.
isn't an opener per se. We're in like a derivative market. I guess I mean, at this point, it's definitely not an opener. The game's in less than 12 hours. I don't know. There's some food for thought, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing a couple different other FanDuel seems to be like I'm seeing a couple different opportunities too for FanDuel in the first
Yeah.
quarter and even in the second quarter and third quarter. So maybe this is something I'm gonna have to do some testing over the next week and report back for next stream to see how we've done.
Absolutely.
I
We're
know obviously
definitely.
that'll be a small sample, but it'll be a sample nonetheless.
Yeah, and we'll also be able to, confirm what it's like taking the base price and going a little bit up the board that continues to be off in these markets. But let's look at the EV screen, and I think let's see if there's anything else, and then we can call it for today. NFL quickly. This Matt Collins still there. Raheem Shaheed under catch is hanging out there. Back
Bills
to
just hired Joe Brady as their coach. And speaking of
did
NFL,
they? Did they?
yeah, seems like Josh Allen just picked who he wanted, I guess, and they're just letting him rock.
That to me is hilarious and not in like not in the good way there. But I'll save those NFL thoughts for another
Yeah,
stream
yeah.
because I think
This is
that's
NBA
just
stream.
bad
It
process all in all.
just happened. That's why I figured I threw it. Bring it up.
No, I appreciate the news. Like I could definitely get a live rant there, get a clip going, and do it. I mean, I don't have not a rant. I don't really care about the Bills in that regard, but I just think that that's bad process, and I'll leave that there.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm a Bills hater, so I'm happy to see it. They're still not gonna win anything with those two running the show. So we'll keep
No,
that for another day.
definitely not pushing over any edges here. This is Bruce Brown, even money 105 Novik, 102 365. Quick look here. Is this worth playing? Bruce Brown, 3.5, 3.8% EV. I think I'll take my $10 if they'll give it to me here right now. Up to $10 on MGM.
Better than me, man.
We'll see what the total is. Bills fan, AFC faves to make the Super Bowl next season. Foss, bro, I know you're a big Bills fan as well. I
didn't realize.
Okay, that could be the truth, but that could be the odds. But do you believe that you should be? That's a different question. Do you believe the odds are correct?
They've been the favorite for like the last couple of years, and they haven't done anything. So,
Them and KC, who's of course coming back for blood here. With team like Nuggets, Pistons. I'm just getting this in, boys, for as much as I can. Pistons, Nuggets, Bruce Brown player. This is over 3.5.
I got 1165. So, see if you can beat that.
Okay, I'll try. Start with 12 and see if they take it. I got 1165. Let's go. Same exact thing.
Yep.
Same exact thing. They'll avoid the fluky losses at some point. Well,
maybe if Josh Allen throws the ball to his team and holds on to it, they'll avoid those fluky losses, if you want to call them that.
This is good to hear. I love it. I think it's like, okay, we could talk some Bills quickly because why not? But I will just say that, like, it isn't just the Joe Brady, it's the entirety of the process. Like, I'm on the belief in Foss. I know you know this, we talked about on stream. Like, I think they should have got rid of McDermott years ago. I know you were in the camp with what you heard, thinking they weren't going to get rid of McDermott, but obviously the way that the divisional game transpired, probably changed some point of views if that was true prior. And then now they get rid of McDermott. They throw people under the bus. They just continue. They hire their OC, who has arguably been holding back this offense as well to some capacity. Their GM's been making terrible decisions. Nothing happens to him. To me, it's just horrible process. Like, how can you even have faith that they'll figure it out, even with Josh being as good as Josh is? And that's kind of where I feel. Ryan, agree or disagree there with your Bills hate?
I mean, I also just think that I think from an OC perspective for the Bills, I do think that I don't know if this is a Josh Allen problem or a their play calling problem. That I do think that they do usually ask him to do too much in these playoff games. I mean, they had the leading rusher this year, a great offensive line, and I mean, I think Josh blew a couple throws where he just had plenty of time in the pocket and going for a home run ball instead of taking what was in front of him. And trying to make something out of nothing. I think as much hero ball as he does play, I think he kind of, if they're gonna win a Super Bowl, he has to play less hero ball, if that makes sense, because he's always trying to do too much, in my opinion, and it ends up hurting them clearly in the playoffs more often than it ends up helping them in the playoffs, if that makes sense. I don't know, it's a weird thing because he's awesome at it, but it also ends up biting them in the ass. I kind of when it matters most. So I don't know. It's a it's a weird thing. But I agree. I don't really think that Joe Brady was going to be their solution. But I also am not a GM evaluating head coaches, so I wouldn't be on this stream if I was really good at that.
We'll see if Brady was carrying to McDermott's offensive philosophy or not. I will say this: nobody locally wanted Brady, so we'll see how this goes. Interesting. Okay, I think that's
yeah.
That's a good point, honestly, because it's true, or where Bean's thoughts, comments, concerns come in there. A defensive performance of any sort would help in the playoffs. That's also true. But this goes back to even on your first comment. This is what pissing me off about the Commanders. Not to make it about my team here is like the offensive philosophy that the defensive-minded head coach wants, McDermott, Dan Quinn, probably not what you actually want, realistically. Hence, what I think the point you're making there, Foss, as well. He's had to do less to gain more. I think it's true as well. I think what Ryan is 100% true. The statement backing that is true as well, because like there is like a point of diminishing returns, I guess, when you're trying to play hero ball with ball security and like actually making things that shouldn't happen.
Yeah, we really will see. I like Foss said, time's gonna tell now. They've just signed to a 5-year deal. If it really was Joe Brady's philosophy, or if it was more of McDermott's philosophy. We're also going to see who Joe Brady hires as the OC, right? Too, and see what that relationship looks like now too. You have an offensive minded head coach in Buffalo now with Joe Brady, so I would assume that could only be good. But also Foss's point just now, he's asking for a defensive performance in the playoffs. So
yeah, exactly.
maybe it's not the best route to go. I don't know. Who knows? We're gonna find out. I think they've got a lot to clean up, and they've been. I'm tired of I'm just tired of hearing about Josh Allen, and then there's excuses every single year. They've had the top rushing attack, the top offensive line, a good defense. The defense couldn't stop the run this year, but the defense overall was a solid defense, plenty good enough to make it past the second round of the playoffs. So we'll see what they come up with. I mean, freaking James Cook ran for 1,650 yards this year, so. You can't ask for much more.
This is facts all around, realistically. Straight facts all around. So
I'm a Jets fan too, so that's part of why I'm a Bills hater, Foss. If you weren't aware, we're in hell. We're never going to be better than the Bills. I get it.
You're spitting facts, though. You're spitting facts. You're not just hating to hate. Like hating for the sport too. If you're going to like take it all the way to hate and just hate on everything, like I also respect that too. But also like hating when you actually know ball, and then like using facts to back your hate, even if you are hating regardless, is how you got to hate. And I think your analysis is also spot on all in all. But that'll wrap us up, boys. We went
off stream there.
Yeah, it's all good though. I love it. We'll talk football on next stream here. I'm not streaming tomorrow, boys, because Jake is a new father, and he wants to wait till next week, which is awesome. Talk some Super Bowl, but I'll definitely get some content going. Jets are in tough. No comment. Yeah, the Jets. I mean, we don't even
no comment for me either. It's
like,
horrible. I don't.
Yes. But what have we played today? Let me read it out, and then we'll hop out of here. So we just bet some Bruce Brown Jr. over 3.5 rebounds at MGM. First quarter alternate total points, 59.5 over at FanDuel there. Cat for King of the Court. And if you want to utilize the profit duel for the best promotion for free betting, you would bet the under 1.5 threes at FanDuel, and the over, actually at DraftKings, and the over at Hard Rock. Chet double as well, and then also a Cade Cunningham rebound ladder, mostly on Hard Rock 365. Make yourself some money and take the 2 seconds to go between both books and maximize your value there for the base prices. All right, boys, I'll be streaming sometime soon. I'm getting a YouTube video up sometime soon. And we'll talk. Have a good one, and see you, boys.
Thanks, everyone.
Peace. Good shit.